Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a 2010 Ford Fusion. It's got the 3-liter and it's all-wheel drive. And it's in here because, yeah, you got it, the money light's on. That check engine light is on, and we're gonna dig into this and find out what is going on with it. Alright, so I'm inside the car. And yes, there you see it. The money light is on. Well, let's see what my scan tool says. So I'm connected to the data link connector. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's got the P1450 code, unable to bleed up fuel tank vacuum. And there's two. It's the same code, P1450, and this is a permanent code, unable to bleed up fuel tank vacuum. So, according to the freeze frame data, if you look at it, let's see what we got here. Closed loop, short-term fuel trims, we're not looking at that. Engine RPM was at 1,662 RPMs, going at 83 kilometers an hour. So freeway speed. Okay. The fuel level is at half a tank roughly. Warm up DTC clear. Is it clears? 180. Okay. EVAP VPs. I guess some sort of pressure. So that states negative 1,443.25. Okay, what else do we know here? Let's see. Alright, so that's it. So it was set when he was going 83 kilometers an hour. The fuel tank was at half, or the fuel level was at half. And the engine RPMs was around 1,600. Okay, so what does that mean? Alright, well, what does that mean? So, it could possibly be that one of the valves is not opening up to release that pressure in the fuel tank. Or you got a kinked hose or some sort of blockage in the hose going from the vent valve, connected from the vent valve to the gas tank. Or we might have to check the gas cap to see if the valve in there is releasing pressure. But the first thing I'm going to check is the purge valve under the hood, because that seems to be a common issue with these vehicles. So let's dive right into it. Let's check it out. Okay, so the purge valve, the canister purge valve on this 3-liter is located right here. So kind of follow the intake, the upper intake plenum, and you locate these plastic hoses. This one here runs right into the purge valve, and it's held on by a couple of 8mm bolts. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to disconnect the electrical connector and remove this hose. So this hose is actually quite easy to remove. Basically, it's locked in like this, and then you pinch the two tabs on right here, here, and here. Pinch them inward, and then you push. Oh, great. There. And then you push it out like so. And then it'll be free. And so when there's no power to the purge solenoid, it should be in the closed position. So when I start this up and I see that there is vacuum going there, or I can feel the vacuum going out of this port, then I know that we got a bad solenoid. But it's a 1450, so it shouldn't even be bleeding. Well, let's see. Let's see. I'm just gonna play around with it today. Yeah, okay. So there is nothing coming out of there. Plug it back in. And it pulses. You can hear pulsing. Okay. Alright, so I got my vacuum tester hooked up to the purge solenoid, and I'm gonna apply some vacuum, say about 15 psi, or 15 inches of mercury, I mean, and let's see if it holds. We'll give it about 10-15 seconds to see if it bleeds off or not. Okay, it's holding. It's holding real good. So it looks like this purge solenoid is still good. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so I am underneath the vehicle in the rear, and this is your charcoal canister. So I am going here to this guy, which is your vent valve, your canister vent valve. Okay, and I'm going to test that. So I'm going to lower this whole thing down, and I'll access this vent valve, and then I'll bring it right back. And to remove this, you got 4 fasteners. So 2 of these nuts, one there and one there, and then 2 bolts. One, where are we? One here and one there. Okay, so I'm going to remove them, and then we will discuss further. Okay guys, so I've got my vacuum tester hooked up to the canister vent valve, and I'm going to apply vacuum to it and see if it holds. Alright, now this thing, it looks like it stays open at all times, but I think maybe it should be staying closed at all times. I apply vacuum. And there's vacuum applied. But once I let my thumb off this port, it's all gone. So to me, this tells me that this is no good. I'm pretty sure all valves are in the closed position when they're not energized. But this guy here, she's wide open. So I'm gonna condemn this vent valve, and once I get the part and put it in, I'll verify the repair, and we'll see. All right, guys. So a quick briefing on how this EVAP system works. Basically, it's a closed system, and to prevent the fuel vapors from releasing into the atmosphere, the fuel vapors from the gas tank are collected into the charcoal canister, and then when the engine is running and the conditions are met, the fuel vapors will be purged into the engine to be burned off, so we don't get any pollution. So just to explain quickly what the purge valve does, how it operates is when the engine is off, the valve is normally closed. When the engine is running and fully warmed up, the ECU, your ECU will pulse the purge valve to open, allowing some amount of fuel vapors to be purged from the canister and burned in the engine. And if there's ever a fault with the purge valve, it could possibly be a sticky valve, or it's not fully closed, and that will turn the check engine light on. As for the canister vent valve, it controls the flow of outside air in and out of the charcoal canister. It's controlled by the ECU, and it is normally open and closes when the ECU tests the EVAP system for leaks. If the computer detects a leak, it'll turn the check engine light on. And so I'm going to quickly do tests again on both the valves, because I believe that I missed a few steps. So maybe let's just recap and do the test again. All right. So I'm going to apply vacuum to the valve, because they say we said that it is normally closed, and so it should hold vacuum if it's normally closed. So right now we're at 5 inches of mercury. Okay, and it is holding steady at 5. We will wait. Oh boy. Okay, so it's slowly bleeding off, which is not a good sign. Yeah, it's slowly bleeding off for whatever reason. The other day when I tested it, this valve was perfectly fine. Strange. So it's slowly bleeding down. Interesting. Well, already this purge valve fails. Okay. But anyhow, you see this? I energized the solenoid, and it should open. And sure enough, it does. Okay, so we know that the solenoid is operational, but the valve itself is sticky and will probably need replacing, or most likely needs replacing. So I'm going to take this guy out, and we will test the vent valve, the canister vent valve, to see if that's operational. Alright, so I have removed the charcoal canister with the vent valve, and I'm going to test this vent valve to see what the operation is like on this guy. So it is normally open, and yes, it is wide open. It is not holding any vacuum whatsoever. And then I'm going to disconnect this guy. I'm going to disconnect this hose. Oh, they don't make this easy, do they? Come on here. Get out. Okay. Disconnect this hose, and I'll plug it up, and I should be able to hold vacuum. Okay, so now it is holding, and then, okay, so that's good. And then let's hook up 9 volts to this valve, and it should close, right? Okay. If it closes, it should hold vacuum. Oh, keep that away. Don't want to be shorting nothing. And sure enough, it does not hold any vacuum whatsoever, even with it energized. Just make sure. All right. Maybe it's. Yeah, it doesn't function. So this is a dead valve. So we have concluded your vent valve is no good. And it just so happens, where is it? Oh yes. I got the new part. This is a dormant part, and here is the part number. Right, 911111. All right. And this is the guy. We're going to replace it today. Hopefully the check engine light will disappear after this. But if not, we're going to have to replace that purge valve as well, because Now it doesn't seem like that valve is fully seating, and it's leaking off the vacuum. So let's replace this. Okay, so we got, this is all rusty. Let's see if I can use a rubber mallet and tap it off. Okay. All right, so just needed a bit of persuasion with the rubber mallet, and this puppy slides right off. So usually what happens with these vent valves is, because it is underneath the vehicle in the back, it is vulnerable to corrosion, and usually that's what causes this to fail. Okay, so here's the new part, and we will slide her in like so. Right? Don't tell me I have to bang this one in too. Okay. All right. Give it a few love taps. No. Nope. Huh. Can't get anything down there. What do I have that will not damage this guy? Absolutely nothing. Wonderful. So maybe I can just, yeah, maybe this will work. Get this to fully seat. There you go, it's in, and then we're gonna put it in the car. All right, so we are underneath the vehicle in the back, and I'm going to put this back in. Charcoal canister assembly. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll start the nuts in first. Okay. plugged in. Just gotta tighten up the screws. And all we need to do is take it for a drive and see if the light comes back on. Alright guys, so I took it for a nice long road test, and the check engine light hasn't come back on, so it looks good. Alright guys, so this is a wrap. If you like this video or you found it helpful, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have anything to add about the EVAP system and how it functions, please comment below. Until then, I will see you in the next one.